review the radians, convert them on this screen that you see, and then we're going to learn a couple more things. And I extend the homework to this Wednesday, I believe. I received a few emails that you guys weren't able to complete it, so I changed it you. If you guys have any homework question, please ask me before I start.
Damn. So I finished it and then I got a bad grade, but I was very confused on the last problems.
We are dealing with the right triangle, and we can see there are two different triangles. One of them is this one. Another one is, for example, the bigger one, this one. So we can disjoin these two to visualize it better. So I would do the smaller one. Or if you remember when we were trying to solve this one last time, one of the students said, before we start solving for h, let's solve for everything that we can solve and we are able to solve. This is 41.4 degree. So we are able to find this angle as well, because this is 90, 41.4, and we are able to solve this. What is this, Karen? What degree is that?
I think it's like 40. Let me do it in my calculator.
Yes. So 40.
It's 40 something. 48 something.
46. Is that correct?
It's 48.8.
8 or 6?
Oh, yeah, maybe 6. You're right.
I'm always right. Okay. So and now let's have another triangle, the bigger one, which is same age, but it's bigger. So this is h. This is 90. This will be 21.7 degree. This much will be 453. Cool. So again, we try to solve like for this one. We might don't need it, but if you solve it, you will get 78.3 degrees. No, 80. It will be 68.3 degree. Okay. So now we are looking for this height. Definitely we cannot use Pythagorean theorem. Pythagorean theorem, for example, if this is A, that's H, that's C, we have A squared plus H squared equal to C squared. We are looking for H, but A and C also are unknown, so we cannot solve using Pythagorean theorem. So then we rely on the sine and cosine. If I write like sine of 41.4 degrees in this triangle, it will be opposite over hypotenuse. It will be H over C. Again, we have two unknown here. If I do cosine of 41.4 degree, I get A over C. Again, I have two unknown, correct? So that's how we approach. We try, I mean, there's no way I can just look at the question, then I come up with the solution. So this didn't work, this didn't work. What about tangent? tangent of 41.4 degrees equal to opposite over A, correct? Again, we have two unknown. But so I have this one from this triangle. I'm gonna write same thing for this triangle. This much is 453. From here to there, I'm gonna call this one X. Then this length will be X plus 453. If I write sine of 21.7 degrees on this triangle, it will be opposite H over the K. H over K. We have two unknown. If I write cosine of 21.7 degree, it will be X plus 453 over K. Good, adjacent of our hypotenuse. If I use tangent of 21.7 degree, I will get H over X plus 453. So in tangent here, we have H over X. Here we have H over A. Both of them, they have H. Good. If I call, so this X and A are exactly same. So I'm going to make this one X as well. Does that make sense? Because I call, if this is X or A, so instead of this A, I'm going to put X. These two blocks, they have something in common, H and X. If I solve for H, this one, H will be X multiplied by tangent of 41.4 degrees. On this one, H equal to X plus 453. All right, you guys following me, Karen?
Yeah.
I'm talking to myself. What's happened on this spring break? Did you guys break the camera? Nobody is in nobody's camera is on. Anyway, so now that we have this H and that H, we know the H are equal. I can make the other side equal each other, then solve for X. So we have X tangent of 41.4 equal to X tangent of 21.7 plus 453 tangent of 21.7. Oops. What did I do? Oh, from here. So in this equation, you solve for X. Good. Then whatever X is that you plug it there, you solve for H. Let me do one more step. You guys are very quiet. So I'm going to subtract for minus X tangent of 21.7. Both sides will be X tangent of 41.4 minus X tangent of 21.7 equal to 453 tangent of 21.7. at this level, I can just calculate those tangent. We have a calculator, but I don't recommend it because we are dealing with errors. I would like you guys don't use the calculator yet. You can factor the x, tangent of 41.4 minus tangent of 21.7. I factor the x equal to 453 tangent of 21.7. Then from here, x will be 453 tangent of 21.7 divided by tangent of 41.4 minus tangent of 21.7. So you solve for x. Now that we have x, you just plug it there. Then you will solve it. All right, Karen?
Yeah, it's a little confusing, but it's because it's many steps.
I posted a video on, I saw this one before. I feel you guys that I know that this part that I'm doing algebra here is confusing. I know if I ask you what is tangent of 41.4, if you give me decimal, instead of tangent, if I have a number, it would be much easier. But later in this course, you guys shouldn't use the calculator middle of the algebra because we are dealing with errors. I just solve for the x here by bringing one side and factor it. Then I divide it by this, so I got x here. So now you can plug this in the calculator. If I ask like Elizabeth to calculate this, you can just put everything in one line. This in parentheses, divided by this in the parentheses. All right. I think it's all right. Cool. Any other question? All right, guys. You guys had so much fun on a spring break that you guys don't remember anything. So we're going to go back to, so we talked about the radiant, correct? We said this is 1 radiant. This much will be 1 radiant if the R, this is 1, this is R, also this is R, or this is 1, this 1, and that 1. Therefore, this will be 1 radiant. We learned from here, 0, we go to pi half, which is 90. We go to pi, we go to 3 pi half and 2 pi. So now on this unit circle, and we learn how to convert them. This unit circle is something that you should know. If it's 30 degree, what radiant is that? In order to make it to radiant, if we have degree multiplied by pi over 180, this will convert it to radiant. So we have 30 degrees multiplied by pi over 180. This will give us pi over 6. Good. So this here will be pi over 6. So now in pi over 4 radians, what degree is that? I'm going to ask somebody like Elizabeth. You have 3 login from Elizabeth. Elizabeth D. What is pi over 4?
Professor, I'm not really in the state to answer any questions today.
Sure. Don't worry. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
That's fine. Let's ask Yvette.
45.
Okay, so it's easy that you guys don't type. So I get it that side. It's 45 degrees. And 60 degrees, if we do the same thing, will be pi over 3. Pi half is 90 degrees. 2 pi over 3 radians. In order to convert radians to degree, so if you have something radians, if you multiply this one by 180 over pi, this should take care of it. So now, in our case, we have 2 pi over 3 multiplied by 180 divided by pi. This pi will cancel. 3 and 180 is 60. 2 times 60 is 120. So this is 120 degrees. Good. This pi over 4 should be your favorite one. We have 3 pi over 4. 1 pi over 4 was 45. 2 pi over 4 is 90. 3 pi over 4 is 45 plus 45 plus 45 is 135 degrees. 150 degrees, instead of using this formula, if this is 150 degree, this will be what degree? 30, correct? So we are dealing with pi over 6, something multiplied by pi over 6. So in order to get 150, how many 30 degree we should multiply is 5 times 30 is 150. So I can put here 5 pi over 6. Good. So to make this story short, if we have, on the first quadrant, we have 0, pi over 6, pi over 4, pi over 3, and like pi half. Any number that is here, what's going to happen, it would be multiply of that. I mean, the reference angle will be this one. For example, what is sine of 7 pi over 4? So we're dealing with radians. You need to love this much of pi over 6, pi over 4, pi over 3. I mean, you don't need to use a formula to say what is pi over 4. Pi over 4 is 45. So this question, this is 7 pi over 4. So we are dealing with pi over 4. So the answer of this one, it will be sine of pi over 4, but you need to know which quadrant is that. Is that positive or negative? Sine of pi over 4 is radical 2 over 2. But here they're asking sine of 7 pi over 4. 7 pi over 4 is like a 7 multiplied by 45. It will be 315. It will be somewhere here. This is 7 pi over 4, which is 315 or 7 pi over 4. Good. At this quadrant, which is the fourth quadrant here, is that sign positive or negative? Nicole. On this quadrant, is that sign positive or negative?
Positive.
Almost, no, negative. So on so y is negative. So the point here, correct, on this point, any point on this quadrant here, the value of y is less than 0 because this y is sine, right? This is 0, so we are dealing with this axis. As 0 is here, if you go up, it will be positive. If you go down, it will be negative. So when you are here, the sign, it will be negative. It will be negative root 2. Correct. On the unit circle that you have, you should have in the first quadrant plus. Both of them are positive. Sine and cosine are positive. Correct. On the second quadrant, cosine is negative. Sine is positive. On the third quadrant, both of them are negative. On fourth one, cosine is positive. Sine is negative. All right. So keep repeating. If you guys have a good note sheet, it should be very simple. All right. Should I go to the next slide? Any question? Any question here? Time to break. New. Any question for this slide?
No.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So let's learn something new. What is new? Okay, let's go to unit circle on the make a circle. Almost. So on the circle here, we have 0, pi half, pi, 3 pi half, and 2 pi. If I have a theta is this is pi over 3, which is 60 degrees, and radius equal to 12 centimeter, for example. The question is, what is the length of this arc? What is this? How big is that? Okay, so r equal to 12. If I ask you, for example, measure this one, we can just put the ruler here and then measure it, correct? But if I measure the arc, this is, we're not able to put the ruler and then measure it, for example, O to A. So the formula said S equal to R multiplied by theta. We went over this before the spring break and we proved it through the circumference of a circle, but that's a formula that you should know. This theta must be on radians, otherwise the answer is not correct. So this will be, S will be arc, length, correct? So in this particular example, S will be 12 multiplied by pi over 3, which will be 4 pi, correct? This, so we find the length of from here to A, this much is 4 pi. And you see pi here, pi there. I said this pi is 180 degrees, pi over half is 90 degrees. When we are dealing with the arc, when we are dealing with the distance, that, I mean, don't put 180 there. No, this pi is 3.14. So in your homework, if you have a question like this, you can leave it like this. If they said exact, if they said rounded, that means you need to put 3.14 or whatever that here is. Any question? No question. This is super good. So now another example for you guys. R equal to 5 and theta equal to 135 or 6. R equal to 6 and theta equal to 135 degree. My question is, what is S? So S means arc length, right? So can you tell me what is S?
Nine pi.
All right, let's see if Yvette is correct. She said S equal to 9 pi. Is she correct? Is this correct? Jonathan, iPhone.
I'm sorry, can you ask again?
Is the S is at 9 pi? S is arc.
Is it 9 pi?
Yeah, is that 9 pi or something else?
No, it'd be something else, right? So
Okay.
because you times theta to r, and that'd be more than 9.
Excellent. You got the formula here correct. Excellent, Jonathan. S to R times theta. But what do we know about this theta? This theta must be in radian. You need to convert it to radians. So if you say 6 multiplied by 135, in the formula you did correct, but there is a note under this formula that R can be any type of measurements, but theta must be in radian, not degrees. So you need to convert 135 to radians.
Yeah, is it pi over 4?
Very good. No, 3
5
pi,
pi over 4.
3 pi over 4.
3 pi over 4.
That's okay. It's a spring break. We had so much fun. Okay. So
Wait, I don't know why I multiplied it by, I had r equals 6, but then when I put it in the formula, I put 12. So yeah, I know I'm wrong.
we don't
I don't know why I changed it.
1 week of spring break that would happen. So Jonathan is right then. This 9 pi is not correct. But we don't want to just be super excited if you see a question that's related to a small formula. For this course, you need to visualize it. So we have a circle. We have a circle and this happens to be, so R equal to 6 and 135 degrees. So 135 is right there. So we are looking for from O to A, this much of distance. This is 135 degrees. And so great, we have a formula, S equal to R times theta. But this theta needs to be in radians. So all we need to do, we have to make it to radian. 135 degrees equal to 3 pi over 4. Then you plug it to this formula. then S will be 6 multiplied by 3 pi over 4. If you simplify, 6 is 3 over 2. So you were right, 9 pi over 2. And 9 pi over 2, again, most likely your homework will ask you make it to decimal, not exact. So you need to say 9 multiplied by 3.14 divided by 2. Whatever is that. Are you rounded to that decimal place? Any questions?
Can you explain why do you like put 3 in the 6? Like, how do you get 3 over 2?
I know, probably I did a mistake, Karen, never know. So we have S equal to 6 multiplied by 3 pi over 4. Correct? Am I correct up to here? Yes. So now we're going to multiply and divide. I mean, before, this is 6 over 1. Before I said was 6 times 3 is 18 pi over 4. Then I simplify, I can divide both top and bottom by 2. It's going to be 2. This is going to be 9, correct? Correct, Karen?
Okay,
This
so
is
you
what,
simplified it without
yeah, I
like 6.
simplified it. Or here at the beginning, I just simplify both top and bottom by 2. This become 2, this become 3. Good. Are we okay? Should I make the sun real sunny? And love for this formula. Jonathan. All right. So you know as much as I know how to find the length of the arc. Good. So now let's go back to this question. So we know that the arc is this formula. What about if I ask you guys, what is the area of this much? What is the area? And we are dealing with the shape which has a curve, correct? So they call it sector, area of the circle. So this will be the sector. Sector of a circle. So definitely we need to have a formula. But before we get to the formula, if I ask you guys, what is the area of the circle? What is the area of this circle? What's the formula for area of the circle? A was pi r squared, correct? Area of the circle. I'm not asking you the sector, the entire. Pi r squared was the formula for the area of the circle. So pi is our favorite, 3.14. R is 12, so it will 12 squared. It will be 144 pi. So we are done with the area of the circle. That means if I pick a color, go, oops, sorry. So we find the area of the circle, everything. Great. So area of everything is pi r squared. We use the formula, we're done. But now the question is, what is the area of this sector? This, the one with other color, this one. What is the area of this? The formula, so there's a formula same as the arc, and we plug it in and we solve it. But what's the algebra behind it? We can just use a proportion. We can say 2 pi. So over pi r squared equal to, if is theta, what is the area? So what I'm saying here, I'm saying if the theta is 2 pi, that means from here all the way here, correct? Everything, all the circle, the area is pi r squared. Now, if it's theta, what is the area? So we write the proportion. If it's the theta this much for any sector, what is the area? If pi will cancel, if I'm going to solve for the a here, a to a equal to theta r squared, then a will be 1/2 of r squared theta. Somebody just woke up. Jonathan, is that you? Anyway, somebody's mic was on. So we got the formula. So what is this formula? This is the area of the sector. What is sector? Sector means this is portion of the circle. In this question, so now that we have the formula and we don't need to do this anymore, a equal 1/2 r squared theta. This theta again must be in your favorite measurement, which is the in radians. So, so area will be 1/2 12 squared multiplied by pi over 3. If you do this, you will get the area. So it will be 1/2 144 divided by pi over 3. Correct? If you, what do we get if you calculate it? That gives us 72. 72 divided by 3 gives us
24.
Yvette, you always help me, 24 pi. So 24 pi will be area of this guy. Any question here? Question? So now let's find area of the other question. This one. Okay, let's find the area of this sector. So the area means we're looking for inside of the shape, correct? That's how area means. So let me erase what we don't need. Oh, pencil doesn't have. So what is the area of that shape? We have a formula, correct? The formula A equal to 1/2 r squared theta. This gives us area of the sector. What is the note underneath of this? So when somebody come up with the formula, so they need to say what is r, what is theta. So they say r is a radius, which is this one, that one, right? Radius of the circle, and theta is the angle from initial side to terminal side, okay, and has to be in radians. It must be in radians. We had 135, we made it to 3 pi over 4. So all we need to do, we just need to be super happy that somebody came up with the formula and we don't need to Google it. You have it in your note sheet. So we're gonna have A equal to 1/2 r equal to 6. You have to square it, multiply by 3 pi over 4. We got equal to 1/2 multiply by 36 multiply by 3 pi over 4. So all of them are multiplication. You can just multiply the cross, or you can simplify before you multiply to get a bigger number. For example, I can 36 and 2 is going to give me 18, and 18 divided by 4 is divisible, correct? This gives me 2, that gives me 9. Then the answer is 9 times 3 is 27. 27 pi over 2. So this will be the area of this. I leave it as pi, but most likely your homework gonna say you have to put 27 times 3.14 divide by 2. Gives us this area. Any question?